Hey everyone, we're really excited to present to you ConvoLens, our submission to TADAC 2025's vCon challenge. In this presentation, we look at the overview of our product, the flow, and finally the demo. Okay. ConvoLens aims to be an enterprise-grade conversational intelligence tool from which we can gather real-time insights, talk to vCons, and also leverage AI agents to increase productivity. Through it could be through booking meetings, adding data to Google Sheets, or making notes on Google Docs. The way that this application is designed is we first took the vCons, we extracted data and we aggregated metrics and put it on a Postgres database. Secondly, this application is designed is we first took the vCons, we extracted data and we aggregated metrics and put it on a Postgres database. Secondly, we took in all the transcripts, embedded them into PG Vector, all of this on Supabase. Now, the user is able to analyze conversational data through a dashboard and is also able to talk to vCons via chat or voice. So when a user asks a question, it does we are able to achieve three of the following things. One is we can ask very specific conversations, we can ask very specific questions about conversations that happen, and we will get back context-aware responses. We can also ask analytical questions and extract real-time data from Supabase, and we can additionally book meetings using the Calendar API, all through chat and voice. A sample flow looks like a user asks a question, the voice input is transcribed into a query, processed to natural language, and one of the two things happen in the final stage. If it is a natural question asking about a conversation, we find similar conversations and report the answer or summary. And if it is an analytical question, we generate SQL queries, hit the database, and get back real-time data. And finally, returning responses via voice or chat to the user. And now let's see it in action on the demo. What you will first see is a very nice, clean-looking dashboard, which gives you a bunch of useful metrics. You have the total calls that happened so far, what is the average duration of calls, the sentiment score, what are the top issues reported. We bucketed issue types extracted from the transcripts. We also have a weekly call volume that's taken place over the last week. We can also look at conversations that have recently happened on the conversations page. You get all the. We can also look at conversations that have recently happened on the conversations page. You get all the recent conversations, and you can take a deep dive into it. We also have an analytics page that gives you some analytics, such as what is the sentiment changes over time, what is the issue distribution of calls that we have received, and more. Now, there's also a chat assistant that you can use to ask very specific questions. As an example, we'll start off with summarizing calls on 24th May. The vCon database had exactly one conversation on 24th May, and it has correctly summarized that call. We can ask a few other questions, such as, did anyone call in to cancel? This question, and then it finds out conversations where customers reached out to cancel their membership, and it also points out to very specific calls where this issue was brought up. As an example, we'll look at the second conversation, and it'll pull up the call details that had this cancellation. So as you can clearly see here in this transcript, there is a request to cancel the membership. So this ends up being really useful to pinpoint to conversations. Then you can also ask analytical questions, such as which agent had the highest call duration on average. And it says it's Vincent Richardson. We can also confirm that by looking at his total duration, which is 77 seconds. So, and finally, we are also able to use the voice assistant to ask questions more naturally and get real-time responses.
Hey, I'm Sam. How can I help you today? You can ask me questions about Aqueduct brokers, analyzing call records and inquiries.
Hey, Sam, how many agents are there in total?
One moment. There are a total of 43 agents.
Can you also tell me how many calls happened on May 23rd, 2025?
This'll just take a sec. There were 8 calls that happened on May 23rd, 2025.
Did anybody call in to cancel their membership?
One moment. Yes, there were customers who called in to cancel their membership. I found 2 specific cases. One, Diana Griffin called on May 19th and spoke with agent Ralph Robinson. She expressed some uncertainty about canceling her membership, but did provide her membership ID and email for verification. 2, Pamela Rivera called on May 23rd and spoke with
Hey,
agent
Sam.
Terry Nell.
Can you book a follow-up meeting with Ralph for today at 8 p.m.?
I can help you schedule. One moment. Perfect. I've scheduled your follow-up meeting with Ralph for today at 8 p.m. The meeting has been added to your calendar. Just check your Google Calendar to see the details.
Thank you.